Hello guys, what we're going to do today is we're going to learn nice and quickly how to take dry skin texture such as this. This is Muchacho from Mech 3D, and we're going to give it this kind of wet look. So this could be sweat, it could be oil, it could be water. It's not very convincing. If you want to learn how to make this more convincing, you're going to have to watch the longer tutorial, but short version is you decrease the specularity on the lips, decrease it on the nipples, make sure these nipples stand out rather than just depending on the 2D texture map to sell it. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, I've just given it away there. The key to creating wet looking skin is to increase the specularity. The specularity is the amount of kind of shine on the skin, if you like, and that's controlled via the material room. So I'm just going to go up to here to the material room, and I'm just going to choose the torso because the effect is going to be most visible there because it's the largest area. So here's the torso. So here are the components that create the texture map for Michael's torso. So I'm just going to spread them out a bit so that I can see. It would be nice if there was an option that just kind of spread them out straight away without having to manually arrange them like this. Okay, so you can see here the components we have. We have a diffuse map or color map that goes through a color changer here into the diffuse channel. We have a specular map that goes through a blin here, which gives me more control over it and goes into the alternate specular. We have a bump map here, and this same specular map also goes through another blin redundantly into the specular color, and because this is poser 12, it's actually got a dotted line here, which means that this is a bad connection. You can't specify blin shading on a connection to specular color. If you want to use blin, you have to go into the alt specular. So what we're going to do, right click here, and we're going to create a new node, which is in the 3D textures. We're going to create a spots node, and just drag that where it's nice and clear. We're going to change that red to black. Don't know why they left that as red. It's a weird color, the least likely color to need. Red to black. Okay, so if I open that node up, you can see what it's doing here. I'm just going to decrease the spot size to 0.05. You can mess about with that as well as changing the threshold and softness if you want to sell this effect a bit more, but we're just going to do a really simple version for now. So spot size of 0.05, that's the only change I've made, and I'm going to wire that directly into the specular color. Now, this is the one occasion where if you have a more modern figure, especially one that has subsurface or something like that, you may need to wire that into the blin over here instead. They could have used, instead of blin, they could have used, if I just quickly open here, they could have used any of these lighting specular nodes here, anisotropic, Phong, glossy, splin, specular, or K's microfacet. They're all ways of achieving specularity. So if your figure only has something plugged into the alt specular, you'd wire into there instead, and you'd wire into the specular color here. Okay, but for now, we've just wired that into the specular color slot there. Now I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to go to every skin part of the model. So that's lip, nostril, skin face, nipple, skin head, skin hip, neck, torso, which I've just done, arm, foot, forearm, hand, and leg, and I'm going to repeat that action. So here on leg, for instance, I would then paste my spots and wire it into the specular color. So just quickly show you the result of what we've done. One little thing I just missed there, sorry. Just choose the torso again. Was to set the specularity values. So here, the specular values are turned very low. I'm just going to turn that up to 3. The more you do, the shinier it'll look, and I'm going to turn the highlight size down to 0.1. And now, quick test render here. So obviously this hasn't been copied to every other part of the body, just the torso at the moment. And you can see that creates some shine. And there you go, guys. Hopefully that helped. So to quickly summarize, create a spots node. Let me just show you. Create a spot node. Wire that spot node into either the specular color or the specular effect on the alternate specular, and then copy that here. Repeat that on every other skin part of the body. Adjust the specular value and the highlight size. I strongly suggest that you leave that you make sure that the specular color here is white. A lot of skin textures for some reason make that some kind of shade of blue. I find that rather annoying, but leave that here as white and repeat that across every texture. Okay guys, well that's quick and dirty. There's a much more comprehensive version that I've uploaded as well. So if you want to learn a lot more about some of the considerations and how to sell this as more convincing, then excuse me, then watch that version instead. Thanks, take care.